Welcome back to the Git tutorial for beginners. In our previous video, we learned how to add files to the Git staging index. From the staging index, the next step is to commit the changes. So right now, all we have done is created a new file, and we haven't modified it. We want to go ahead and do our first initial commit to start our Git tracking. So far, all we've done is we've added a new file. But that is a change we want to go ahead and do in our first commit. So before you make any commits, you have to configure Git with your username and email. You can set these changes globally so that your system always uses the same name and email for all of your Git projects, but you can also do it on a per project basis. So the command to set your name and email will use git config. So git config user.name Chris, and I'm going to do two ampersands so we can do two commands here. Git config user.email. So you'll notice we did git config with the user name option and my name in quotes, and git config for the email with the email address in quotes. So we'll run those commands, and you can actually check your work with git config. Git config user.name, you see it says Chris. Git config user.email, chris@example.com. So now we'll clear that screen and we're ready to do our commit. First, let's run Git Status just to make sure that nothing else has changed. So you see we still have our new file in the staging index, and we'll commit it with Git Commit. Now, before we run Git Commit, you need to know that Git forces you to leave a message with every commit as a way of documenting your changes throughout the history of the project. And this is good because when you have maybe 100 commits, you can go back and see what each one added or what changed. So you can write very small commit messages or very detailed ones. Generally, they shouldn't be too long because somebody might be going through these and wants to just get a brief summary of what you did without reading too many paragraphs. So before I do that, I want to configure my preferred text editor for writing the commit messages. So that would be git config core.editor and the name of your editor. I'll use Emacs. Alright, so now finally we're ready to do git commit. Okay, so the git commit command brought me into the Emacs editor here. So I can write the commit message. I'm just going to write first commit. Go ahead and exit Emacs. And now we see we get a message that says master. That is the name of the default branch. The main branch of the project is master. You'll see later you can have multiple branches and then merge them into master. And my commit message was first commit, and I get a little rundown of what happened. One file was changed, 0 insertions, 0 deletions, and that's it. So that's how you do a git commit.